Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan McKenzie. I'm a teaching student at UTC, and today we'll be reading Rock Brock in the Savings Shock. So let's get into it. So this book is by Sheila Bair, and pictures are by Barry Gott. And so all right, so this is the tale of Rock and Brock, twins as different as ball and block. And right here we can see good old Rock and good old Brock right there. Okay, let's keep going. So Rock ate good food. Brock gobbled junk. Rock liked to bathe. Brock kind of stunk. Rock studied hard. Brock watched TV. Rock rose at dawn. Brock slept till 3. Rock was a nearly perfect guy, but here's the thing. He loved to buy. His brother Brock lived like a slob, but saved his money by the gob. And we can see Rock is over here just having a great time. He's bathing. And then Brock is over here being a slob eating chips, and here's the dog just, going to Rock because he's cooler. But as we know, Brock is a saver. So let's go to the next page. So here's their grandpa, and he says, so what happens is, one day their gramps, a kindly man, proposed to them a savings plan. For 10 straight weeks, each Saturday, I'll give you $1 pay. To mow my lawn and wash my car, these simple chores will get you far, because I'll do a little trick. Each buck you save, I'll match it quick. Spend it, there's no extra dough, so save your cash and watch it grow. Then Gramps paid out, true to his word, $1 to each. Here's what occurred. So here's Gramps. They basically mowed his lawn and did some chores for him, and he gave them $1 each. And he basically said, if you save it, you'll get it, I'll match it next time, after a week, I'll match it. So Brock, you can see him just looking at the money because he's going to save it, and Rock, he's running off to go buy something. You know what I mean? That's the big point here. Let's go to the next page. So Brock saved his, but Rock's mind was stuck on what he could buy with his crisp new buck. Right away, he ran to the mall and bought a moose head for his wall. There's Brock, or there's Rock buying the moose head, and there's Brock putting money in his bank. So one is saving, one is kind of spending, and just excited he got $1 pretty much. So the next week, Gramps gave out more bread, $1 each, just as he said. Rock had 1, Brock now had 2. Brock saved his dough. Rock wanted to, but he couldn't resist the urge to buy a giant wind-up tsetse fly. And so you see, Rock bought a crazy fly with his money, and of course, Brock, the saver he is, saved it. Now Brock has $2. Rock only has, Rock has nothing because he already spent both of his dollars. So let's keep going. So the third week, Gramps paid out some more. He matched Brock's 2 bills up to 4, so he doubled Brock's money. Rock got 1 because he had no savings. Still, he gave in to his spending cravings. After all, what can a guy do with half price off on green hair goo? So Rock over here spent his money yet again and got some green hair goo, but you can see Brock down here saving. So his grandpa matched the $2 he had saved to 4. And let's keep going and see how much Brock saves. So on week 4, Brock's dough redoubled, 4 to 8. Rock was befuddled. Rock got $1, which he promptly spent on wax fangs tasting like peppermint. Oh, Brock. But if we look, Brock now has $8 because he's been saving, and his grandpa's very proud of him, and Rock doesn't have anything because he keeps spending it. All right, so the next week, Brock was tempted to buy an awesome toy he wanted to try, a rocket ship with a pop-off hatch. But if he bought it, he'd lose his match. He stopped himself when he reached the store, and so Gramps paid him $8 more. Gramps was real proud of Brock, yeah. I've done the same thing before, wanted to buy something, but I saved my money instead. So that's basically what Brock did here. Saved his money, and he got his match. He knew if he would spent it, he would have lost his match, and he would have only got $1 again. But he saved his money, and Gramps rewarded him with matching his $8. With nada for savings, Rock got just 1. He bought some broccoli-flavored gum. And that is not a good decision, Rock. I'm sorry. Broccoli-flavored gum. And even the dog is eating the broccoli-flavored gum. Okay, let's keep going. Gramps paid out from summer to fall. While Brock saved his, Rock spent it all. He found toys for $0.10 at a yard sale, a car with 3 wheels, a polka dot snail. He bought such bargains with his cash, clown ears, fruit hat, a big mustache. Soon Rock, the neater of the boys, found himself waist deep in toys. And you can see right here, like, Rock is just buying everything. And even the dog is enjoying all the stuff that Rock's buying. But Brock is over here, once again, with his piggy bank, saving. So, but Brock's cash grew and grew and grew. 8, then 16, then 32. His pile of bucks became so great, he had to store them in a crate. Wow, I need to get on Brock's money. Now we keep going. 10 weeks went by. Poor Rock was doomed. He had no cash. Brock's had ballooned. With matching dollars at the end, Brock had $512 to spend. And we see Rock is just, he don't have any money. He's broke because he keeps spending it all. But Brock's over here getting that match from his grandpa, and he knows every time he saves his money, grandpa will match it. So he just keeps getting that match each time. And Rock still has nothing. It's really sad. All right, so now Brock used his cash to buy nice things. A telescope to see Saturn's rings, a book for Mom, a shirt for Dad, for Gramps a robe of tartan plaid. And all this cool stuff he's bought because he saved his money. He didn't buy worthless things like Rock did. He saved his money and he bought things he really liked. And then now let's see what else he does. So with 50 bucks left, what did Brock do? He opened a bank account for 2, a joint account for him and his bro, a place to keep their hard-earned dough. Because Brock ate junk and hated his bath, but one thing he knew his math. He saved his money like a miser, and of the twins, he proved the wiser. And we see that Brock went and started a bank account. He saved all this money and bought all this cool, like, good things that he can use for a while. And then he went in and started a bank account for him and his brother. So Brock is a real stand-up guy. All right, let's keep going. By seeing Brock's humongous take, Rock finally realized his mistake. From that day on, he saved his loot and gave up his spending too. The twins stashed bucks in their account. For years and years, they watched them mount. By the time both had gray hair, they found that they were millionaires. So we see Brock saving all this money, like that grandpa gave him. So he saved all this money, and he showed his brother basically how to save money, and his brother got on board finally. After his brother spent tons of money on pretty much worthless items, he saw like, hey, I'm going to start saving my money too. So we got Rock on board, and now we fast forward way, way later in their life, and they both saved a lot. And you see now they're just chilling. They got drinks. The dog's not there no more, but now the cat is there, and they saved their money, and they're millionaires. And that's kind of like it's kind of a stretch, but yes, the whole point is to save your money like Brock did. Let's go to the next page. Okay, so if we do the math here, seeing is believing. Take a look at how Gramps' savings plan turned $1 into $512 in just 10 weeks. So Gramps initially gave them both $1, right? So Brock had $1 at week 1. So week 2 comes around. Brock still has his $1, right? He just gave him $1 because that's the same. You know what I mean? So now Brock has $2. We go to week 3. This is when the money starts compounding. The match starts happening. So he saved his $2, and Gramps gave him 2 more. So now he has 4. If he wouldn't have saved anything, Gramps would have just gave him 1. But since he saved 2, he got 2. Next week, week 4, he still saved his money. He has $4. Gramps matched him 4 more dollars. Now he has 8. And now you can just keep seeing the money stack and stack and stack because he keeps saving. So, I mean, all the way by week, let's go to week 8, he has $64 now. And Gramps is like, all right, you saved that, I'll give you 64 more. Now he has 128. And then the next week, he still saved it, has 128. Now he has 256 because Gramps gave him 128 more dollars. So that's the whole big point about saving is, you can save and you can invest your money, or you can put it in a savings account, and more money will accumulate. Now let's look at what would have happened if Brock would have bought that cool rocket that we talked about in the story. Let's say the rocket cost $7, leaving Brock with only $1 in savings. So that was week 4. So if he would have spent that 7, he would have only had $1. Gramps would have matched him in week 4, $1, so it would have been 2. So back to week 4, in this one he had 4, or he had 4 Gramps matched him 4. But in this one, he only had $1 now, so Gramps only matched him 1. So this really like took a beating on his basically his savings. So you go to week 5 or week 6, he has $2. Gramps matches him $2. Goes to 4. And it just you see that since he spent that money during that week, it really took a hit on his savings basically. At the end, because Brock reduced his savings, he reduces the amount Gramps matches on week 5 and all the following weeks. The result is that Brock's total is $64, which is $448 less than the $512 he would have received by saving it all. And that's a big difference. It really is a giant difference. So let's talk about some things, like some savings tricks for like, kids and like students. Let's see. So you could ask your parents, give you 10% of your allowance separately. For example, if your weekly allowance is $5, make sure they give you some of it in quarters, so you can put 50 cents or 2 quarters in your piggy bank right away. Once the money is in a safe bank, you will be less likely to spend it. There's a lot of different tricks you can do. I don't know. I used to personally like mow the lawn for my parents, or I would do chores for them and get money, and I would save it. And when you save and save and save, eventually you can get things you like, or you can I don't know. I have friends that have saved for years and put some of that towards their college. So the point here is just save your money. You don't have to save all of it, but I would say save a little bit of it and be more like Brock, basically. Don't be a rock. But all right, well, thank you guys for allowing me to come here and read this book to y'all, and I really appreciate it, and I hope all you guys liked it. Y'all have a good day, okay?